YouTubers, gamers, and moviegoers, what's going on, guys? I'm the Messiah, this is Messiah Entertainment, and today we are reviewing The Mummy. Guys, this is the reboot of the older Mummy franchise. Remember, it came out in 1999, had about 3 installments, starring Brendan Fraser, kind of comedic mixed with action sort of thing. This time around, it stars Tom Cruise. From the trailers, it seemed to be taking a much more serious tone than the previous ones. And this time around, The Mummy is played by Sofia Boutella, who curses Tom Cruise's character so that she can perform this evil ritual and bring back this ancient Egyptian god of death, and hijinks ensue. So first off, guys, the things I liked upon seeing the trailer for this thing, I thought 2 things. First off, that this movie was going to be a lot darker in tone, especially compared to the original ones. You know, those movies, they had action and there were serious moments, but it was a very comedic kind of movie, and that's true for the most part with this movie. It is a lot more serious than the previous ones were, but there is still a lot of comedy in this one, a lot of jokes throughout, especially in the beginning, and then all throughout, honestly. I could see where it kind of fits in as a Mummy movie, whereas the trailers, it kind of gave us this really serious tone. That's not quite represented in the movie. It is kind of, there are quite a few laughs to be had. Another thing I thought from seeing the trailer was that this was going to be a kind of Tom Cruise, kind of dash in and save the world kind of movie, the one-man show sort of thing. And it kind of is at many times. There are other characters in the movie that do things, but it is kind of that. If you're not a big fan of that, I know the person I went to see this movie with is like, oh, this is gonna be another Tom Cruise movie. And they kind of left the theater saying it kind of was, but they were able to actually kind of get through it. I personally thought it was really dope. I thought he did a great job. I know he did a lot of his own stunts throughout the entire thing, from seeing the behind the scenes stuff, and I thought the stunts and everything were very well done, and there was some actually really good action in this movie. From the plane scene to the car chase, there's quite a few cool action set pieces. I really liked the way the Mummy looked in this movie, or the effect they had for all the undead creatures that walked around. They have this kind of bone creaking sort of effect, and I thought that was really dope. I thought they looked really well done. Sofia Boutella, who was in Star Trek Beyond last year, she did a great job in this movie this time. I thought she was very menacing as the Mummy. Russell Crowe, I gotta say, was a big standout. I thought I loved every second of him doing his whole thing. Listen, in the movie, I feel like this is almost a spoiler, but it was in the promotion material anyway, so there's not really any point of saying what it is. Russell Crowe plays Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. And I thought he was great throughout the entire thing, especially when he turns into Mr. Hyde and there's like this little battle that happens. I thought he did great, and I would like to see a movie just based off of him in this whole dark universe thing. You know, he killed it, so I would love to see if he appears in the next few films. If he's kind of like the through line with the way they go with his character and what his character does in the terms of the larger universe. In the specific story, I'd like to see more of him. Speaking of, you have to remember, this is the first movie of this whole Universal's dark universe, with all the monsters coming together for this big ensemble sort of thing. You know, I'm not even gonna say ensemble, because I don't know if they're building towards an Avengers or Justice League like crossover, but they're having a shared universe where the events of this movie, The Mummy, will have happened in The Bride of Frankenstein, which is the next dark universe movie to come out in 2019. But like I was saying, I would like to see how this sort of universe unfolds. In terms of this being the first movie, I know Dracula Untold was technically, it had reshoots to be part of this universe, but that was kind of, I think, thrown out and scrapped, and this is the official first one. I think it was a solid first go. You know, when I first heard that they were planning to do all these monster movies and they have all these planned out, the Wolfman, Invisible Man, I was Frankenstein, I was like, you know, let's chill, let's see if you guys get at least the first movie down. You haven't even released the first one yet. But I could see this continuing on. You know, I like the idea of these monsters being in this universe, the mummies at least, so, and then Jekyll and Hyde coming in as well. I would like to see then, you know, Frankenstein and how Wolfman and how the Invisible Man and all these other characters kind of meld in with one another. Even if they're not building towards that Justice League or Avengers like crossover, to see like certain characters like Tom Cruise's character can sometimes meld into one of the other movies, like the Van Helsing movie they're planning. And then maybe Van Helsing could pop up in one of the later movies, and maybe Frankenstein can be in Wolfman. And you know, all these characters can kind of cross and dip into each other's movies a little bit, sort of like how Doctor Strange is going to be in Thor Ragnarok. You know, they just pop in, or they have a supporting cast role, or they're, you know, it's a team-up movie. I don't know how they're planning on continuing with this dark universe, but I do see this as being very possible as working out. There's a lot of cinematic universes that are just thrown around. It's like, oh, we're gonna make a Transformers cinematic universe. We're gonna make this a cinematic universe. We're gonna make that a cinematic universe. Ghostbusters a cinematic universe. This one I could definitely see actually working out. They have this new logo at the beginning where it shows Universal, you know, does the whole thing where the letters come at the front, and then it turns around, and then the same way Universal comes out, it says Dark Universe. And I was like, okay, I could see seeing this in the front of several different movies over the next few years. So I am kind of looking forward to see what else comes from this dark universe. In terms of this movie though, I felt like it was a solid movie, you know. The ending did end up being a little too predictable. There was a way I was hoping they kind of went that would have kind of been like, oh, okay, that you know, it's like they kind of build up to it, and then it's like it's obvious that he's gonna make one decision over another one. If he had made that other decision, I would have been like, okay, that was kind of ballsy of you. I like where you went with that. But this one, it was kind of like a happily ever after sort of thing. But hey, that's just me. It didn't blow my mind and it made me say, oh my god, the dark universe. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy this. I really like this. I would recommend you guys go check this movie out. Great action, a good story, and an interesting start to a whole new, brand new universe of monsters. So I would like to see where this whole thing goes. So I definitely recommend you guys go check this movie out. But that's just my opinion. I'm sure you guys got your own. Let me know in the comment section down below. What did you guys think of The Mummy? Did you love it? Did you hate it? As always, you guys can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, guys. Please check me out on my other channel, Director's JXM. We got cool skits and short films for you guys, including To Kill a Hero, a short superhero web series. 3 episodes that I did not too long ago. Just put up episode 3 a few days ago. Be sure to check that out. I run the channel with my boy Johnny Lee. Has his own channel over on JXB Entertainment. Be sure to check that out. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. I'm the Messiah. This is Messiah Entertainment. See you guys next time. Peace.